Alrighty folks, after some good responses to my Stillwell progressive lines video with Max, we are at Bethpage State Park today to kind of uncover or show off some cool lines that I've found throughout my almost 10 years of riding here, which is crazy to say. And this is one of my local spots. Rode here a lot growing up, and this is where I kind of learned to jump and mess around and stuff. So hopefully I can show you some pretty cool stuff, starting with this line right here. I'm gonna try and cut to the right side back there, then turn in left so I can hit this kind of root ball here and get a nice little jump, and you can carry speed into another right hand corner that's behind you. And I used to do this section all the time, trying to figure out what's the best line. You can just kind of go straight down the middle, but what's the fun in that? We're gonna try and get some air time. All right, up next is this little root gap on this chute that goes down towards the drop into the gully over here. Fortunately, the drop is pretty much eroded away and it's hardly a drop at this point. I figured I'd make it more challenging by trying to gap from this route over this route, get to my tires, hit another little root drop, and continue down to the drop. See how it feels. So let's give it a go. All right, so now we're over at the Evil Friends jump line, and this is the jump line I grew up riding. It's mostly got kind of kickers and not a lot of tabletops or gaps, definitely no gaps. But the way to progress here, I think, is to use the little transitions in the sides of the trail to create more of a smooth landing, depending on what you're trying to do. So right here, I'll show you an example. This little gap kicker right here kind of looks like it just goes to flat right down there. But if you send it deep enough, you can go all the way left and catch a little bit of a transition on that left side, which also helps you curve into the little tabletop at the end there. So that's one thing. Then if you go over here, we have a big kicker, and there's got a nice slope to the ground on the left-hand side here. So this I can air out the most and land all the way down here, and this kind of transition acts as my landing. So normally when I was growing up and I was riding my old Specialized Hard Rock hardtail, I would try and jump this thing as much as I could and just go straight to flat, and it would hurt, and I didn't really know where to go from there. But whether you're on a hardtail or full suspension, transitioning to the right really helps smooth this thing out. Then you're gonna have to curve and kind of straighten out to make the next one. So it's not a super straightforward line if you wanna get bigger and bigger air. And these two little kickers here, it's a little bit harder. There's not much of a transition to find. So actually what I do is I bunny hop this one and catch the backside to generate more speed, roll this one, pump it, and now I'm fully attacking that kicker right there, which is the biggest. As you can see over there where you start, it's pretty much pedal in. You actually have a little bit of an incline, and then you kind of just go flat until this little bump roller right there. So we're gonna give this a go, kind of check out some of the options, and yeah, we'll see what we can do out here. All right, so we got the pre-hop into that roller, generating speed. Now let's get this kicker. So with that, we'll hit this one, hip it to the left, get the little tabletop, then gap the roots through the tree, and we'll call it a day. It's actually really not a bad little tabletop. It's got a nice little sharp lip. You can carve it just enough to get a little air, and you really need no speed at all to clear this thing. One last bonus line, gapping out of the tree. Over here we've got a little bit of a skinny. This skinny I like to practice all the time. It's a good low consequence one. It starts out fatter at the top and then it gets skinnier towards the bottom. So you got to keep your balance up. And I recently heard about a tip that you should actually look towards the end of the skinny and it'll really help your balance overall. So we're gonna give this skinny a go. I'm gonna try and look ahead, see the end of the skinny, and don't take my eyes off it too much, because if you look down at your wheel, it just isn't gonna work with something this skinny. Look at the end, look at the end. Oh. Alrighty folks, that just about wraps it up for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed some of these clips at Bethpage State Park. If you're local, check it out. Try some of my lines. Love to hear if you do some of these, especially the jump line. A lot of people on Long Island have ridden it, but let me know what you thought about my way of riding it, and hopefully you enjoyed watching this video. So remember, stay adventuring, my friends.